Okay, I am so excited to come to you today. My name is Karen Capone, and I am training you on why it is so smart to become an entrepreneur. And I really thought that with a visual that I would be able to show you a little bit more about what I am talking about. And hopefully you can see me in the camera okay, because I can't see myself. And I hope that you can see this little visual. And I'm going to walk through this a little bit. So if you are familiar with the cash flow quadrant, please comment below so I can see where some of you are at when I go back and watch this later. And for me, when I read about this, it changed everything for me. And I realized that I couldn't stay where I was as a teacher. This made so much sense to me, and I first read this in the book by Robert Kiyosaki called The Business of the 21st Century. And literally that is what changed so much for me in my life as a teacher and what brought me to entrepreneurship. And so I want to teach it to you because I think it's very valuable when you are thinking about where you are in your career as a teacher, especially if you're not feeling the spark or you're feeling burnt out, overworked, underpaid, and underappreciated, because I know so many teachers are. But what I love is that when I started to understand this, I was able to transfer my teaching skills into a business where I could make the money that I needed to make, and I could use my skills to follow my passions, and I still get to teach, and I just get to do that part-time so that I can truly follow what's most important. And so I share this because I want everybody to have that opportunity if that's something that they're looking for them. So let me start to explain here. There are 4 corners in the quadrant, and they're labeled E, S, B, and I. So what they each stand for is E is for an employee, S is for a self-employed, so like a small business owner, and B is for a business owner, a little bit bigger of a business, and then I is for investor. So what's very interesting about this is that this is where we are taught to go in our lives, in our schooling, that by being an employee, you have security. And for some people, that's very important. For my husband, for example, he really loves having that security. And this is his comfort zone because really that's his core value, is security in a job. But the way I looked at it was that I don't know if anyone's ever secure anymore. I mean, with furloughs and cutbacks and people being transferred, all these things, I never really felt like there was actually security in that. And I mean, who's to say what will happen in 20, 30 years when we go to retire, if you're my age. So, okay, yes, there's some security here, but it might be a false security for some people. I don't know. Everyone's situation's different. And again, I'm not a tax advisor, but I am a teacher, and I've learned some things, so I'm teaching them to you. So the next place that people kind of live when they think about money and what's important in their core value is they really value independence. And I know that that's what really started it for me. I felt in the classroom that it was kind of the 4 walls, and I couldn't do much beyond that, even though I wanted to inspire students and do something outside of the walls of teaching. So that's where small business employed, self-employed business comes in. So here you have independence because you own your own small business. The only problem with this area is that usually you're very tied to time as well. So like you have to be in that business to be making money. For example, like a hairdresser, a lawyer, you have to be there to physically be there to make the money at that time. So the thing is about both of these, the employee side and the self-employed, is that this is 80% of the people live in this side of the financial quadrant world, okay? The cash flow. And the biggest problem with this one that I learned is that the taxes here are so high that you really can't even get ahead in this world financially because you're taxed so heavily. So, and especially now with some of the new tax things I've been hearing from some of my friends, like you're going to find it very hard to make a return on your money that you've worked so hard for. So is that what you really want? Or do you want to learn another way? So that's where this comes in, okay? So here, your hands, your brains, you are the business. And that's awesome because we're all amazing people and we can all use ourselves for something so good. So, but let's move on over here a little bit. And this is what really sparked my interest because I was blown away. So here we have what a business owner does is that they own a system that can repeat and do the work for them. So you're talking like people who own like a bigger business and have all the people working for them. That person sitting at the top is looking pretty good, right? They've got it figured out because other people are doing the work for them. And that's awesome because truly what probably is driving them is their core value of wealth building at this point. Or I kind of actually found for other people and for most of the entrepreneurs that I'm with, a lot of the people in this area, for me, they really had a powerful life mission that they want to do something bigger. And that's why they created a business. They wanted to empower people and to do good or to do better or to take this business and change something in the world. So that's how they do it. And how by owning a system that works for them, that all the parts are in place, they're doing pretty well financially. And then what these people do is they take that money and they put it here as an investor where they can make money for them. So you have to have money to make money if you've ever heard that saying. But there's a little trick to that as well. So here, money is working for the people. So they can just sit back and they're on their vacations and they're doing whatever they want because they found a way to invest and use that money that they couldn't make over here as an employee, that they had to probably make doing one of these, most likely this, or a lot of hard work in this, to make that money work for them. So again, if this is 80% of the people, how much do you think this percentage is over here, right? These people are 20% of the workforce. So when you think about it that way, in this 80-20 rule, you're going to hear that come about a lot. I'm going to be sharing more about that. But when you look at it this way, if you are feeling as a teacher that you're overworked, underpaid, underappreciated, that's because, I'm sorry to tell you, but you are. And that's okay if that's your true passion and that's where you are and that's where you're happy, because there are a lot of people that is exactly where they want to be. But the problem is when you, like me, got to this point and you realized it wasn't your core value anymore, that you have a bigger passion and a bigger purpose to do something that will create something bigger for everyone around you. And so that's where I am, my friends. And that's where I want to take you, if that's what you want. So I encourage you to learn a little bit more about this. I will put a little link to a video down below in the comments. And please let me know if you found this information helpful, valuable. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer the questions for you. I did have a little cheat sheet here. And I will say that this book that I'm referring to sold 25 million copies and is the #1 personal finance book on the market. And this was a few years ago. But I really want you to see the power behind entrepreneurship, because it's not easy, and I'm not going to say that it is, because you have to know and learn certain things to get to this point. But the coolest part is there are ways that it can already be set up for you, and that's what I'm here to teach you as well. So with that, I hope that this is helpful. Please drop a comment. Let me know what you found out, what you learned, and I'll see you another day. Think about it on Thursday.